Patty Skipper and our Music City Tonight band and singers. And I got to tell you what a treat it was this afternoon to watch these two meet for the first time. Loretta Lynn meets Faith Hill. And it was just like instant hugging because you two had never met before.
No, it was, I have to tell y'all this, if I could choose any night to be here, tonight would be the night. This is something I'll never forget.
This was
I
the
love
night.
you.
This was the night for me because I love you too.
You were telling me about, Loretta was telling me backstage about the first time you'd heard Faith Hill's music.
Yes, first time I seen her sing, I said, she's got to be a star.
Yeah.
She is destined to be a star. And watch out, here she comes. That's all I said.
That's all it takes.
And here she is.
This lady knows what it takes to make it big in country music. Now, I'm curious, I don't know, Loretta, maybe you can give us some insight to this, and Faith, from your point of view, how country music views women these days. You know, like when you first started out, it was a rough go. You couldn't get your records played, could you, Loretta?
I can't get them played today.
Well, no, I mean, you know what? I set you up on that one.
Charlie?
I set you up on that one, didn't I?
You set her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you set me up.
But really, I think the attitude has changed somewhat, don't you think, Faith?
Well, I think it's definitely tough, you know, it's a tough period. But the women right now, you know, as always, have put out great stuff. And the women today they're kind of being a little more risky than the men are, I think.
Well,
you know,
so.
and I think it's good, you know, because the stuff that we're hearing is different and exciting and fresh and.
Yeah, you're right. Now, Loretta, back in, when you first started out, did you resent being called the girl singer, just another girl singer?
No, I think they call me the girl that sings them dirty songs.
Dirty songs? Really?
Well, you know, they even thought, some of the stations even thought that Don't Come Home a Drinking was a little bit risque at the time. And, of course, poor little old Owen, you know, my producer, he's the greatest producer in the world as far as I'm concerned, and always will be. He come out of the studio a couple of times when I'd be singing a song that he thought was a little bit funny, and he'd say, honey, I think you made a mistake here. Wasn't no mistake.
That's
no
right,
mistake
no mistake at all.
No.
I had, when I was on doing my radio tour last year before the single Wild One came out, just to give you a little example, I was visiting a radio station, and we were, you know, eating dinner, and the gentleman, I was asking him all these questions, trying to find out all this information, you know, so he says, yeah, we're getting a lot of females coming our way here, and we're going to have to cut back on our playlist an hour on females. And I said, really? I said, well, how many you play right now? And he said, I play one an hour. And I said, well, what you going to do, play half a song? or, you know, one every 2 hours or something?
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding. So it's tough. It's a little bit tougher, but that's all right. You know, I'm not afraid of work.
No.
And,
it takes hard
neither are
work
the
to
other
get
females.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a time, I guess about 2 or 3 years ago, when you looked at a top 20 playlist, and there were no females at all in the top 20. It was all groups and, you know, individual male singers. So the times and attitudes really are changing. Now, we go back to the song you opened the show with here, Piece of My Heart. For those of you not familiar with that, that was a major pop hit back in 1968 for Janis Joplin, who at the time was the lead singer of a rock group called Big Brother and the Holding Company.
Yeah.
You had never heard that song when you recorded it, am I right?
Right.
You only knew the lyrics, but you had not heard Janis Joplin's version.
Well, I actually learned it from a Casey Burns, who is the daughter of Burt Burns, who co-wrote that song. She lives here in Nashville, and a friend of mine, James House, recorded it on her country, and that's how I learned it. And so when I was recording the record, I was going around saying, you know, yeah, I'm recording this Janis Joplin, Piece of My Heart, and I really didn't know how big that song was, honestly, because I was born in '67, and that was released in '68, '67, yeah, and I just didn't listen, you know, to that kind of music. So I'd go around saying that, and
She was born.
Go around saying that, and people, the look on their face would be like, "You're doing what, Janis Joplin?" And so I went to Warner Brothers and said, "What's the deal about this song?" And they said, "Have you never heard Janis Joplin's version?" And I said, "No, I learned it from this demo, country version." And they said, "Child, child, child." They said, "When you, child, you gotta we got to wake you up. When so they said, whatever you do, yeah, don't listen to that until you finish, you know, recording your record, because it would really influence you. And then we finished the record. Make long story short, went to Warner Brothers. They played me the song. I listened to it twice through. Could not believe. It blew me against the wall. I said, oh my Lord, if my mom ever heard this original version, she'd wonder what happened to me.
Well, now you put a special touch to it, so you have nothing to be shy about. It's a great song.
Well, thank you. I'm proud of it.
And you should be. And Faith will be back with a song for you a little bit later on in the show. Did you hear that? She was born in '67, doesn't it?
I heard that. I did.
Doesn't that make you want to take a drink?
I was trying to rub that in, Charlie.
Where's our water?
Yeah, where's our water? Yeah, is that what you got in that bottle down there? Anyway, Faith will be back a little bit later on. Here's a funny man. Hey, I know you've probably seen this guy on the show with us before. He takes songs, well, I mean, like Janice Jr. over here.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No. Like nah.
Yeah.
She's getting there.
That's true.
That was good.
That's close enough, kid.
I'll do it again. Go ahead, baby. Let her rip.
Wow!
Okay, a little piece of my heart.